Welcome to Blast of the Stash It, Cinco de Mayo edition. I'll get rid of my sombrero now. I just got this thing at Goodwill for $1. I thought I'd throw it on for Cinco de Mayo, but no,
Fix
Rachel.
your hair.
Well, my hair is awesome, dude. Look at it. I got hair. Welcome to Blast of the Stash It. So this is a show where we look at the books that came out each week. Stash is a book we save in our collection. We'll cherish forever. Blast is a book that we just junk or get rid of. So as always, we're here every Sunday night live on Sunday. I'm repeating myself because I did not write this crap down. On the panel tonight, we have Drew Manchu, we have Pocan Joe, Spectacular Spider Grandpa, and myself. So we're going to go ahead and get this ball rolling. We're looking at the books from May 1st, 2019. And we'll drop it off with Joe tonight. We'll start with Joe. Give us your
okay. Let's go ahead and get my pick of the week out of the way and done. Let's go ahead and talk about this DCeased book that came out. I have all my variants already pre-ordered. They're on their way. Man, how good was this book? One of the things I really liked about this book is how they kind of took the zombies genre and they kind of twisted it slightly to make it a little bit more interesting. I thought that was really cool. I love the fact that this picks up right after Darkseid invaded that whole battle and they captured Cyclops. We find out some of the android vision is in them. Yeah, this is just a great... I really don't know how to describe it. I've never seen anything where they kind of take this technical aspect to it and then your classic zombie story and they kind of throw it together. We got crap happening everywhere. I'm kind of curious the effects of this on who's been affected and who hasn't. We know Nightwing body just got dropped because he got infected and he also bit Bruce Wayne. So we're assuming he's affected now.
Right on the ass.
Yeah, right on the old buttocks. Because I'm not sure if they told us that it gets transmitted through a bite as well. I guess the assumption's there because it's a vampire type of thing. But yeah, this is a great book and it's definitely my pick of the week. Beautiful covers, beautiful art in it. Loving every bit of it. DC finally got it right. Thank you.
How about you, Mike? What'd you think of DCeased this week?
So I was really pumped for this. Love my zombie shit. I did not like the way people became the zombies or whatever the fuck they are, but other than that, I enjoyed it. Yeah, so I'm stashing it.
Yeah, I picked up that cover as well. Those horror variants are going to be pretty dang awesome going throughout this series, I think. Yeah, this was a book I was definitely looking forward to. I was hoping they were going to try to rip off Marvel Zombies too much, but I think they're going a little bit different direction with it, with the technovirus, I'm assuming it's like maybe social media or something like that. I tried to get it. Oh my goodness.
Dave?
What? I didn't bark.
What do you think of pepper jack cheese?
So Cyborg was trying to put that firewall up after he came back from Apocalypse, but he didn't get it up in time, so it started spreading. So it could be a social commentary on social media in general, how we're all kind of zombies to this Twitter, to the Facebook, to whatever else is out there, the gram, the Instagram. One thing I didn't like how Superman was drawn on his very first panel after he busts Darkseid's jaw here. I don't know. He looked a little too thin and langly for me. I don't know what you guys thought of that, how that's drawn there. But this was definitely good stuff. I definitely enjoyed it and looking forward to reading this whole series as it comes out. I think it's going to be out monthly. So looking forward to issue 2 for sure. How about you, Drew?
Man, this Capullo egg cover. This would be one of my favorite covers this week if it wasn't for the fact that the C cover was this beautiful horror variant, and we also got this with is this a Matina?
Yeah.
Where did you find the zombie Batman to trace? That's pretty cool. Look, you guys said a lot of things about this book, and I'm gonna say a lot of things about this book. Let me just start off by saying I liked it. I liked this book a lot. It had 3 artists, and they were all fucking garbage. The interior art in this book is terrible. It's so terrible that he drew two of the same fucking kid, right? And one was Damien and one was John. And the only way you knew the difference between them, because one was wearing a Batman t-shirt and one was wearing a Superman t-shirt. It's really, really bad. Flip through it, you'll see. The most interesting art might be the worst art, which is the cyborg, Desaad the Torturer, Apocalypse art with Dark Side, and he explodes, and it's at least dynamic, if not eye-rakingly terrible to look at. This book is so fucking ugly. It's just really bad, which takes away from the fact that it has a really awesome story with a really great twist on some zombie shit. And now we're getting they're ripping off Marvel Zombies. They're gonna do it to at least a certain extent because it works. It's pretty cool. I dig it. Yeah, finally a DC event that, hey man, if it's going to be this ugly, throw whoever the hell you want on it and get these issues out on time for a fucking change. I'm stashing it.
I didn't think the art was that bad, but
God, look at it again and then tear your eyes out.
I flipped through it and I looked at Jonathan, I looked at Damien. I can see that, yeah, where they had to wear the Superboy and the Batman shirt in order to kind of figure out who was who. Because if you put them next to each other, you probably couldn't tell. But I think John still has that little curly cue on top of his hair where Damien doesn't.
That wasn't his head.
Oh, okay. Whatever. It's kind of like that Elvira cover that Joe sent earlier in the chat saying they need a little trim. Moving on to Mike. And your book of the week, next book of the week.
Shout out to the chat. We got Double S comic reader or Double S hanging out, and he's always in here.
Double S said that Huey's a zombie to Grinder.
Comic Jockyo.
That's my nephew, man. Laugh at his joke.
I laughed.
Laugh harder.
I'm not gonna laugh harder.
Harder, Dave. Harder.
Go. What's your next book, Mike?
My next book is Savage Avengers #1. In this one, we get Conan hanging out in the Savage Land, fighting the fucking Hand. He bumps into Wolverine, and of course, they throw down. They hug it out afterwards. Some other shit happens that I didn't really care about, and at the end, Punisher finds his wife's grave empty. This is okay. I mean, the whole Conan Wolverine fight was pretty badass, but I'll keep picking it up. I'm stashing it.
This was my pick of the week.
What?
Yeah, it was. I thought this was damn awesome. I love the fight between Wolverine and Conan. Dude, what couldn't go any better, especially when Conan takes a swipe at Wolverine's head and his sword sticks in the head. So that's great. So what I don't get at the beginning of the book, they have this, I think it's an opera singer or whatever, he's singing Gotzi on the stage, and they kidnap him and they behead him in the city of Sickles down in this big pit full of blood, and they need more people to fill this blood. Great people, great warriors, maybe artistic ability, I don't know, but I thought it was weird killing like an opera singer to add his blood into the mix.
It's a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice, but they talk about we are filling the bowl with the finest of mankind, the best artists, thinkers, but most importantly, warriors. I don't know. It just seemed very, very funny to me.
He says that he loves his voice right after he kills him.
Yeah, but still, I just think it was just kind of weird that this opera singer's getting his head lopped off. Usually, it's would have been like a military guy or somebody who was a badass warrior versus an opera singer. But
What'd he do?
I'm not doing it again, Mike. You get one shot, and that's all you got, baby. But the fight between Conan and Wolverine, dude, that's what sold this book for me. It's definitely more of a guy's book because it's full of action and violence, fun stuff. Looking forward to #2. Diodato's art throughout is pretty good too. So,
shout out to Brandon Stawinski. He said, "Sup."
Sup, Drew. What'd you think of Savage Avengers.
Man, I thought this Finch cover was delicious. Look at this fucking thing. Oh my god! And then look at this variant right here. I don't even know who did it, but I picked it up because I was like, "Yeah, look at that. It's pretty." Deodato's art in this book is just really on point. Solid stuff. Duggan's writing doesn't get out of hand. The jokes land. The action is fine. They're building to something bigger. I dig it, man. This is a stash. Let's see where it goes.
What about you, Joe? Savage Avengers #1.
I really like this. To go back to the opera singer, Salvador is one of the tenors. He's considered one of the best opera singers of all time with the 3 tenors. That's why he's one of the sacrificial people there. Okay. He's top tier. The particular opera that he was singing, let me look at my notes.
Oh, he's got notes, people.
Infinita, which is The Farce is Over. This comes from a cappella opera, Italian opera called The Clown or The Players, depending on how the translation works. It's actually pretty interesting because it talks about 2 people meeting, and because they don't introduce and talk to each other, they actually get into a fight. And they battle each other, and then they go drink wine together to learn about each other. And then, sure as shit, right there in the next panels, the exact same thing happens with Wolverine and Conan with their fight. They immediately get into a fight. They finish their fight with drinks, and then they go hop, skippity, jump over to the castle to part ways. I thought that was ingenious. This is pretty slick writing on the writer's part to use something like a Molotov-type gun experience in this. Because it gives you, the people that like to read a little bit more into a comic book, it gives us something that kind of plays into it. So he kind of tells us a little bit of the story there. I found that very interesting. And man, the way they ended this, there's a couple of people you do not screw with in the Marvel Universe. And one of them is the Punisher. And the very worst thing you could do, the one thing that lingers on him all the time is his family being killed, and you rob their graves. Yeah, the next couple of issues of this are going to be, I think, some of the most savage stuff we've seen in Avengers in a long time. And I'm very excited with this. This is going to be great.
Okay, let's move on to, let's go to, where is it?
Where is it?
I don't know where it is.
Where is that?
Somebody's grabbed it. Somebody's touching it.
Oh, don't let him touch it.
Don't let him touch it. Drew's talking about touching me. I don't like it. Where is it? Ending. God, there it is at the bottom of my freaking stack. I thought I went through it numerous times. This is Deadman Logan #7.
How about it?
This is good. I actually, this is still going on pretty strong. So Logan's back in his own timeline now. At the beginning, he's trying to figure out where he is. There's 4 dudes come up and start, dude, you must have been hammered. You've been in desert forever. And he just starts, dispatching him. Cuts one arm off, cuts a leg off, steals their truck, and he's going through. He's traveling and fighting all these different gangs. Then finally, he runs over an AED and he gets caught by these cannibals. And they realize that he can regenerate muscle, skin, and they're like, dude, this is perfect, dude. You're worth more than money. We keep you around. You're a constant food source. So they're constantly skinning pieces off of Wolverine, letting it grow back. Toward the end of the book, a whole bunch of people are getting ready to stab and start eating into him. He gets saved by it is Danny Cage, and I guess it's like a baby Hulk. I don't know who that is.
That's Hulk's son.
It's Bruce Jr., son, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Jr.
And so Danny's been wondering where he's been for the past 7 years. So I think this takes place after the Old Man Logan from the Secret Wars run. Secret Wars? Yeah. And Danny says that there's a lot of people looking for him still in his original world. And then it ends up with Sabretooth running into the 4 guys that Wolverine ran into at the first of the book. Definitely good stuff. The part where he's attached to that table and they're just like, oh, that bicep looks good. They cut it off and eat it. Good stuff. Definitely a stash for me. Drew Manchu, what do you think of #7?
I've been waiting for this series to get good. The first issue was really solid. Then the story arc really kind of fell apart for me. I liked what they were doing. The one-liners were great, but the overarching story just was not there. It's back. This is what you want out of Old Man Logan. He's in the Wasteland. The Wasteland stuff is the best Old Man Logan stuff. The original Old Man Logan in the Wasteland. The start of Old Man Logan's Secret Wars was in the Wasteland. The best parts about Old Man Logan's series with Jeff Lemire at the beginning were the callbacks to the Wasteland. That's where this story lives and breathes, and that's where it's going to end. And I really dig it, man. Old Man Sabretooth is coming. The art is fantastic. Brisson has finally found his footing with what he's doing here, wrapping up Old Man Logan, and I hope he doesn't let us down because this was a stellar issue. Close to my pick of the week. Not quite, but it's a stash.
Joe?
Yeah, I like this. I like this because it reads, again, I've said this before, but not to be redundant, but this reads like a spaghetti Western. We have the man back in his lands. He has to travel from point A to point B through some desert or wasteland, and then some sort of savage or something along those lines capture him, and it needs to be an escape. In this one, we get religious redneck cannibals. Okay, we'll work with it. And then we get a mysterious figure from his past whom we all know to be Sabretooth, and of course he's objectively a bad guy like Wolverine as well. Yeah, this is a spaghetti Western with a little bit of kick and some mutant to it, but I think they're doing it right, and I like it. The jokes land. They're very clearly written. We get a little chuckle when we see something like Bruce Jr. in there, who I thought was weird when I was looking at the artwork on it. It looks exactly like the same Hulk that you see on the Scotty Young covers.
A little bit, yeah.
It looks just like it's like you just traced it and put it in there. It's actually kind of funny. So I like that. I like this series. My only fear is that I've been enjoying the series up to its current issue, and I just keep getting this ominous feeling that's just going to let me down at the end because all spaghetti Westerns kind of end on a whimper. That's the worst kind. And that's what I'm scared of what's going to happen here.
Guys, shout out to White Nova. Popped in the chat. Rich, haven't seen you in a while, brother. He says he thought he'd pop in and say hi while upbeating the new addition to the family. It's 3 a.m. over in the UK, so mazel tov on the new little one, and good to see you, man.
Mike, Deadman Logan, number 7. Pick of the week? Stash, blast?
It is actually my pick of the week. Comics Misexplained said it best. This issue was so disturbing, and that's what I fucking loved about it. When he tries to get the kid to free him, and the kid says fucking starts chewing on his arm.
Don't tell him I took a bite.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Pick of the week.
Now we're rolling back to Drew with your first book of the week, Drew.
Oh my, we better make it good. We better do a good one. Oh, people love when I love this book. I tell you, we get a great response when I love this book. This was damn near close to my stash of the week too. Didn't quite make the cut, but Deadpool number 12. This is fantastic stuff, man. We find out he's been fighting this guy. He's stealing his kills. This guy's name is Good Night. Good Night was created by Deadpool when Deadpool killed his parents in an alley for some reason. This is a very Batman allegory, but then we get the story of Good Night in the last issue where he is basically a time dimension hopper guy. He's trained all over the place. He's totally badass, and he's working for Deadpool's old pal Weasel. Weasel wants Deadpool dead. Weasel's got some magic. Weasel's trying to get this guy to kill Deadpool, but he wants to drag it out. This is fantastic. Really great action in this. The art is really on point. It's Scotty Young, so you know that the jokes land. It's just really good stuff, man. Definite stash. Deadpool, man. Deadpool. It's like Harley Quinn without boobs, but readable.
Joe, you're holding it up. Did you read that book this week?
Yeah, I've been reading this arc as well. And normally I don't make it a focal point, but since he brought it up, I really liked it. And I've always kind of, to some degree, liked Deadpool because it's the emphasis of the fuck it. Like, legitimately, right? You can do whatever you want because he can't die. But we see something kind of unusual in this story arc that I'm not really known a whole lot of Deadpool. So if it exists in other issues, let me know. But now we see the emphasis of Deadpool's attitude of fuck it. And then we see Deadpool in true fuck it, where he's like, you know what, man, we could do this all day. Go ahead and kill me. Like, he gives up. And then Weasel pops in and is like, no, I really, really want you to suffer, and rolls out with good night. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of, for Case, that's kind of dark. Like, as lighthearted as Deadpool can be with the shocking moments in it, this got kind of dark. And I kind of liked it. It was kind of cool. The jokes were hilarious in it. Definitely writes to people that get this kind of sense of humor, this kind of postmodernism that makes fun of itself. It's great stuff. I love reading it. I just wish I got back into Deadpool a little sooner if this is how it reads. This is awesome.
Did you read that, Mike?
No.
No. All right. Do you have your next book you want to talk about?
Yes, sir.
What's sir?
Do it.
That's what I like to hear.
He loves to hear it.
He loves the.
Yeah, loves that.
Let's
Lives for it.
Uncanny X-Men number 17. So this one starts off with the X-Men getting ready for Wolfsbane's funeral. Wolverine eventually finds out who her killers are, feels some kind of responsible. Frees Quanon to go take them out. Cyclops and Wolverine have a big fight at the end, and Logan wants to quit. Till the team realize they're having memory problems because they don't fucking know who Emma Frost is. This has been the best X-Men book out there, in my opinion, and it's still going strong. Stashing this one as well. Mike, how many pops do you got now? I just hit 1,100 yesterday.
Drew, we know you read Uncanny X-Men.
Oh yeah, I read it.
What'd you think
I
of
was
it?
just holding it up.
Were you?
I thought the art in this issue was great.
Go ahead.
What else will we be talking about?
I don't know. Something else you're holding up. Go ahead. Let's go. Just talk about the freaking book.
Remember we were talking about how the jokes landed in Deadpool?
Yeah, they don't land with me.
Not quite.
Sorry, I do my best.
A half gainer and landed on your face. This right here is good stuff. I enjoy Rosenberg's story. The art was good. I think that the funeral for Rain was a little bit over dramatic in my opinions, but it was all a device to get Cyclops and Wolverine fighting again, so they could be separated by the Juggernaut, and everybody could figure out the Juggernaut is the only one who remembers Emma Frost. Why does everybody else forget her? Why is she a mystery? We're going to find out in the next issue. I like the fact that they're going back to the Emma Frost stuff. Rosenberg knows how to write the X-Men. He's doing great since it was weekly. Everybody should have been reading it since number 1. If you didn't like it then you're probably wrong about a lot of things. But yeah, Uncanny. 17 straight issues of awesome. Plus an annual. 18 awesome issues.
Do you disagree with him this week, Joe, or are you on the same?
I like the Uncanny X-Men story, and I like this one, and it's not for the reasons that have been mentioned. This book kind of proved a point that I'm constantly making to people. We don't have leadership in people in roles, and we see this in this particular issue. Before they decided that there will be no leader anymore. So Cyclops is not the leader anymore. Everybody gets a say-so because everybody's important and they need their voices heard. All this does is allow people to placate to each other, and where individuality is more important than team success. And we see this conflict finally come to a burst with Wolverine, the ultimate individualist, and then Cyclops is like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and take the leadership role again, and we're going to have this conflict. I like that because what builds better teams and a little bit of conflict in between them. But it also proves as an example that just because everybody gets a say so and everybody gets a vote doesn't always necessarily mean the best thing's going to happen. Good case in point, if we all voted to take Double S's wallet right now, we all voted that we were going to do it, doesn't mean we're doing the right thing. And we kind of see that play in this new kind of
whoa. How much cash does he have on him?
Huh?
How much cash does he have on him? This might be the right thing for me.
Doesn't matter, but still, back to the book, seeing it kind of play out this way, it's very nuancy done in it, but I definitely picked it up and I really liked it. That's why I like the book. I didn't much care for the rest of the storyline. I mean, I'm sad to see this Rain thing go. I thought the funeral was really just a bunch of overwriting that really didn't need to happen.
Agreed.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, the only thing I liked about the story was the stuff that I just kind of dug out of it. I kind of do a little digging this week.
Hey, Mike, real quick before I jump in with the next book, you have any other new people in chat or anything going on in there you want to talk about? No?
No, not really. Me and White Nova talking about how he would need to kick his kids out to facilitate 1,000 pops or whatever. And I told him that's exactly what I did. My daughter's old room is where I keep most of them. Journey into Comics just popped in here. He said, "What's up, guys?" And mighty LJ, grandmother extraordinaire.
Journey into Comics is one of our newest subs. Just subbed yesterday, today, something like that.
Yeah, he subbed me up too. Welcome, dude, and thanks for the subs. Enjoy.
Did you sub me up?
No, we don't want to.
Did you guys go sub up Journey into Comics?
I'm going to right
no
now.
videos up there right now. We're hoping to see some content.
I just did. I'm subscriber number 15 to Journey into Comics. There is no content on that channel yet, but I'm want to make sure that when there is, I know about it.
I'm going right now. I'm number 16.
Everybody, Journey into Comics is Comic Girl Ava. That's her new shit.
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
Ava.
She done catfished us.
Catfish. I done been hornswoggled.
Can we get Comic Girl Ava on the show?
I could, yeah. I could probably we could do a live stream right from my house here. She doesn't live too far from me.
That's a little crazy.
Well, you know what I mean.
Have some distance.
Shut up. Okay, my next book is War of the Realms number 3. This was the last last issue they had in the store. I totally spaced this, didn't put this on my pull list. I go, what the hell? I didn't get number 3, so I had to go back. And luckily, they had one issue left, and this was it right here. So this has been a pretty good book. I mean, we have multiple teams strewn about in different areas. I got kind of a breakdown. So Thor's mom ended up sending Cap on this mission to find Thor because he's lost in the Giants world. There are multiple groups. Heimdall and Daredevil and Jane Foster are in Asgard. They're protecting the Rainbow Bridge. We have Cap and Wolverine, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, and Danny Rand in Jotunheim. We have She-Hulk, Punisher, Blade, Robbie Reyes, and I can't pronounce that one, headed to the Black Bifrost. They're there to destroy it, essentially. Then we have Black Knight and Deadpool, which is kind of a weird character to have in here. Most of the time, Deadpool's is kind of on his own. He's never really in these big books like this. Venom, Captain Marvel, Weapon H, Bucky, Captain Britain, they're all in Midgard. I think this is holds weight with all these different people in different areas. They keep jumping back and forth, and I think it gives everybody their due on what's going on. So it's not like it's really lacking in one team's versus the other. Good weight across the board. Mr. Fantastic looks a lot like John Krasinski in here. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Cap does find Thor. Eventually, he's surrounded by a mountain of dead giants and is missing his arm. So this has been a great story. R.I.P. the Pegasus that Luke Cage is riding. He gets a spear through. But overall, this has been great stuff. Definitely, I think this is probably the best one of the 3 for me. Drew, War of the Realms number 3.
Realms, baby. They're warring. All of them. And I'll tell you what, it's good stuff. It's just a rip-roaring romp of a good time, I tell you. They're going to Jotunheim to get those Jotunheimen ass frost giants, and they get there and they're trying to save Thor, but can they save him from his own berserker rage? Oh my God, he's killing all these frost giants. Feed me more damn frost giants, he says. It's killer. Daredevil. Oh man, I got this cover right here. This is beautiful. Marco Cicchetto. Right there.
He announces it too when he introduced himself.
Cicchetto.
It sounds like a little bit like Mario from the Nintendo, but it's okay.
It's a me, Marco.
Mario.
I'm sure he sounds that stereotypically Italian. I'm sure that's how it works. That's how my mind works. I'm sure that that's how it is. But this Daredevil cover is beautiful, and Daredevil in this book, man, he can hear everything the way Heimdall could see everything, and it's just really messing with him. This is fantastic writing. Jason Aaron is absolutely great. Russell Dauterman's doing a great job on these panels, man. Everything is absolutely gorgeous. The details are phenomenal. The magic jumps right off the page. This is the event you should be reading. Who cares if your heroes are in crisis? Who cares if the doomsday clock is ticking down? War of the Realms is where it's at, baby, and this is my pick of the week.
The doomsday clock is still a thing?
I don't know. I'm not reading it.
Before we go to Joe, I forgot there's one other part that I didn't want to talk about. So we have the She-Hulk and Robbie Reyes and Punisher trying to sneak in, and they're wearing the outfits. They're like, hey, dude, you guys are kind of big for elves. And I love Punisher's War Journal when he pops his gun out in his Punisher War Journal. Elf offensive day 1. Wrote it on Rainbow. Took orders from Thor's mom. Fucking swampy hellhole swarming with million pointy-eared bastards, all tougher than snake turds. Remind me to never leave the 5 boroughs again. Dude, that made the book for me. Right? I read that. I laughed out loud. That I forgot about that. So, Joe, War of the Realms, number 3.
Man, it's just hard to hate this. It's legitimately hard. I thought for sure when I kind of felt for it. Now, if you haven't read this or this yet, Strike Force, read Strike Force first, then read this. I'm only saying it because I didn't do that. I was just grabbing comic books, wasn't knowing where anything would be. And then I was like, I kind of read them out of order. So there's your order. What's going on in this? Man, it's so much stuff. This thing is like nonstop. From one page to the next, Everything is so detailed. The writing is so fluid. I was so scared that it would get all jumbled up and get confusing like DC does sometimes in these kind of events, but it didn't. They maintained. It came off very nice. Some of the cooler things that I liked about it, if I glance down at my notes, if I can see them. Oh, my eyes are going bad. Doesn't matter. War of the Realms is where it's at. We find out why Daredevil's able to do what he does. Malekith gets the Ebony Blade. We already mentioned that. Just epic battle sequence.
Gone too soon. Black Knight gone too soon.
Right? Drop that body in a heartbeat. I don't think they're resetting this timeline. So there may be a new Black Knight coming out at some point, but that one ain't coming back. And we get the various teams, and now we kind of understand where everybody is. So as you look at the map there in the right there at the beginning, it kind of makes sense what Avenger teams are there now. The Warring Avengers are over in England in that area. We got a team down in Australia. We got them all over the world. We got Wakandans kicking ass. It is literally a global event, and they're making sure that you understand that in this issue. And I really, really liked that. I thought that was cool. And we get the Fantastic Four kicking it in there too. That's even more awesome.
Mike's looking up War of the Realms.
I'm busy.
He's busy.
War of the Realms is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Love the Daredevil stuff. Now that he's a god, and I love that stuff. You guys said it all, stashing it. Love this Loki cover.
Loki.
Let's see here, real quick.
Who did that Loki cover? Was that Marco Cicchetto?
No.
It wasn't?
No.
He did this. Marco Cicchetto, he did this Daredevil.
Easy there, Luigi.
He has no fear.
Alrighty. Moving on. So on our Patreon, I added a few things onto our Patreon. Not only do the patrons get entered into the contest for the book of the month, which we're going to give that away here soon. We'll also give away a book of Mighty Mighty LJ's cover of the week. That's going to go to one of our Patreon subscribers as well. And they also get the option of choosing from books that are coming out of the week. And the whole panel must read. And this week, it is Year of the Villain, that 25-cent cover that came out in Free Comic Book Day. I guess it didn't come out on Free Comic Book Day. It came out that Wednesday before. But we're going to go ahead and jump into that now. Drew, do you want to give us a little bit of your thoughts on Year of the Villain from DC?
All right, let's talk Year of the Villain. All right, let's see. I picked up some variant covers. Got this Lex Luthor. It's absolutely beautiful. That Art Germ Cheetah looking extra germy right there. And I got that 1 in 500 Batman Who Laughs. I also got a whole stack of these 25-cent issues. Plenty of reader copies. Anybody out there wants one, hit me up. I'll send it your way. I won't wrap it up real nice or anything because it's a 25-cent issue. Who gives a shit? You know what this has in it, though? This has Bendis writing DC that didn't really even piss me off. This was pretty cool stuff. They're bringing Luthor back in a weird way. This is just awesome, man. 3 really great stories that are going to be the linchpin of the DC universe moving forward, and they say that all the time. I guess this is what we're doing post Heroes in Crisis. Who knows if I'm going to be reading that much of it, but I thought it was a stash, man. There's a lot of story in there, some fun art, little bits of twists and turns, and some cool character stuff, and yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
Joe, Year of the Villain, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I picked up all the covers too. My Cheetah one is actually in a prize thing that I'm doing for later, but there's your 25-cent. There's your Lex Luthor, which me and Drew, we actually agreed. This is really nice. Not a big fan of the way they did the eyes, but I really like the green in it. And then, of course, the Batman Who Laughs. I like this. I think they're coming to the point, and they kind of hinted to it, or at least I caught it as a hint, where they're going to kind of reboot everything. We might be getting some actual good DC stories coming out here soon. They've been really stepping it up lately. And this one, Lex Luthor is going to be reborn into something else. Perpetua's basically got another kid in the test tube. Over on the other side of everything, we got World Forger, who's about to destroy everything at the same time. So we have multiple DC things going on right now that are kind of tying into each other. I'm really digging this. I'm kind of curious where this goes. But again, like so many other DC things, they have a tendency to really start these things off hot, get about midway, it's still hot, and then it just kind of whims out on you. So I'm not getting my hopes up, but so high on this one. But again, they're kind of hinting towards this reboot. I kind of hope it does happen. Kind of just reset everything so it kind of makes sense and makes everything a little cohesive. And let's start off with DC, maybe a little bit more sadistic, maybe just a little cooler. That would be awesome.
Yeah, they did that. It was called the New 52, and it was really awesome for like 12 weeks, and then it went with the exception of like 3 titles. I like it. I don't want to say too much negativity because I like this. But yeah, you're right. DC finds a way to screw it up. Professional pooch screwer Dan Didio and worst editor, but best comic creator who is the worst editor in the history of the business, Jim Lee, belong nowhere near a continuity. But beyond that, this was fun. We'll see where it goes.
Mike, what'd you think of Year of the Villain?
I'm all for it. I'm really curious to see what this Leviathan shit's all about. I think it's going to be fun. And like someone said in the chat, yeah, Comics Misexplained, it's going through November, so we're in it for the long run. So there's going to be like all these spin-off titles. I was reading the DC Previews book while I was on the toilet when I came home from work. So
thanks for the visual. I appreciate that.
That's
You're
where
the one
you should
who-
write your Doomsday Clock.
I didn't show nothing. I just said I was on the toilet.
Yeah, but we don't even need to know that. So yeah, Common Mr. Explains right. If you looked at the back of the issue, I got the 1 in 100, the Cheetah issue as well. So it talks here. We have in July we have The Offer. August we have Dark Gifts, Evil Unleashed in September, Doom Rising in October, and Hostile Takeover in November. And then it ties into all these other Action Comics: Aquaman, Batgirl, Batman, Detective Comics, Deathstroke, Catwoman, Batman the Outsiders, Flash, Harley Quinn, Hawkman, Justice League, and about 8 or 9 others. So definitely it's tying into everything. I'm not big
Sounds
fan.
to me like some of those are one shots because there's not a Batman the Outsiders book currently, is there?
Yeah, there's starting one now. It's supposed to
Oh,
be out
sweet Jesus.
Comes out the
this month or next month. It's starting
8th.
Soon.
But no, these aren't one shots. These are continuing with the current numbering system of the books. So there's Wonder Woman 75, Supergirl 32, Catwoman 13. So yeah, they're going to be all tied into all the other mainstream books going forward. We'll see how it does. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the big tie-ins like that. I like the big event storybooks, but I don't necessarily like all those tie-ins that go along with it. I think it screws up each individual little title too. So, but it was pretty good. I think I liked the first story better with Lex Luthor because he's talking about, hey, I'm giving you all my fortune, I'm giving you everything, all my creations to the villains to be able to take down the heroes, and then he goes to get captured and blows himself up. So
Double S 3 Jokers is never coming out.
nah, well, that's the guy Dallas Fan Days or Expo told us different, but that was 2 years ago now. Almost.
Right? It was over a year ago.
Yeah. So
Bullshit ass 3 Jokers. Bullshit.
but for 25 cents, I'll take it. And of course, there's a cheetah.
There doesn't have to be 3 Jokers because Rebirth ended and nobody noticed.
Wasn't 3 Jokers part of New 52?
Rebirth.
Yeah, Rebirth.
I thought it was at the end of the Dark Side Wars and Justice League. Was that Rebirth or was that New 52?
Well, that was the DCU. That was the YOU DCU. That was after New 52, but before Rebirth. It failed miserably. Actually included Dark Side War. It was continuity congruent with New 52, but was post. So, but yeah, that wasn't Dark Side War, which was like the last good thing Jeff Johns wrote.
And that round up the appearance of Jessica Cruz too, isn't that in the Dark Side War?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Jessica Cruz. I don't care about tertiary Green Lantern bullshit. That's not my bag, baby.
Ooh. Okay. Moving on.
Jaccio says, what happens first, Doomsday Clock 12 or the 3 Jokers?
Doomsday Clock 12. They have a date for that. It's coming out in 2054, late December. So hold your fucking breath.
Go ahead and pick up your reading glasses now.
So that was our Patreon pick of the week. We'll move on to Joe and his next book for the week.
Oh, let's
I
blast.
got my reading glasses right here.
Let's blast something.
Grandpa? Is that you?
Grandpa?
Grandpa. Let's talk about Major X number 3. Man,
Get
does
your
this keep just
spectacles,
getting
Pappy.
worse and worse and worse. Apparently, Liefeld can't let go that he doesn't do Deadpool anymore. So what does he do? He brings back the same 90s Deadpool that was not funny, that was just another trope. And what does he do with him? Makes him not funny and makes him a trope. Because Liefeld's on cocaine and he can't let things go. Like, this is a horrible book. It is nothing but one-liners, few action scenes, some more one-liners that maybe some people get, and some just does not make sense. The story just makes no sense. Every single time that something kind of awkward happens, they legitimately just make up a word and blame it on time duration, explosion, shift 12 nonsense that makes no sense to the story whatsoever. And it's garbage, and I'll keep buying it because it was such a good week for comic books. I needed something bad because it is blasted or stash it. But this is a horrible blast. This is garbage.
Before I go to Drew, Mike, did you read it this week?
I did read it. I know last issue 2, I said I wasn't going to buy another one. I walk into my LCS, and this is the only copy my store had on the shelf. I felt bad, so I bought it. I read it, and I was actually surprised. Portatio does the art in this. So that was nice. Other than that, this book is crap. I'm blasting it. I wonder how much cocaine Liefeld offered Portatio to come draw his book.
Drew?
Here's the deal: it's number 3, man. Liefeld's not drawing anymore. Willis Portasio's taking over, and you expect the art to get better. And really, all you have is anatomically correct Liefeld. It's just like Portasio has made good art in the past. This doesn't pass. It's still fucking ugly. Just because he's got the right amount of fingers and toes doesn't mean that you can draw. It's just really, really bad. It's really bad. It's the fact that the art is better than the last 2 issues really, really highlights how bad this actually fucking is. It's just fucking bad.
I don't think it's the guy's fault though. Look what I think it's just bad source material garbage. The characters' designs overall are just stupid. And we're not in the 90s anymore.
It was bad.
So, real quick, since we're on talking about Liefeld, anybody seen the previous guide this month, The X Liefelds? It was an independent book about Liefeld's creations. I sent a picture to Comic Girl Ava. We were talking about it in the store, and it looks pretty funny. They'll make fun of Liefeld. So, definitely check it out.
Definitely.
Who are we back to? That was Mike. We're back to Mike with his piglet in the background.
Where'd that piglet come from?
That piglet you stole. You're a thief, Mike. But luckily, it's only misdemeanor because it's under $20.
How do you know? That could be worth millions of dollars.
Yeah,
a vintage ass piglet.
Now, if you violated it.
Speaking about violations.
Violator.
But no, let's not. Let's blast another book.
Do it.
Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #3.
Oh, is it bad? I didn't read it yet.
Oh, it's so bad.
The first series was fucking awesome. The second series was okay, and now it's just getting plain stupid. Show me on the piglet where he touched you. No.
That's another episode.
That's a deal. So we start in a mashed up world where we get like combinations of the Joker and Shredder and Bebop and Killer Croc and Clayface and Rocksteady. I wasn't buying it. At the end of the book, a black and white turtle shows up, and all you kids remember the turtle started off in black and white. So I don't know. It's just stupid. I don't think I'll be picking up the rest of them. So this is a blast.
Huey, you went dark, and there's weird sounds coming from your screen.
He's showing you on
No. My back to Joe. What'd you think of TMNT, Batman?
Yeah, this is garbage. I didn't understand this story in any way. There's nothing really going on in it. For some reason, some rats keeping Bruce Wayne down in a sewer and teaching him how to meditate. Like, that's important. Apparently, the turtles live under Wayne Enterprises now. Why? Doesn't really explain it. And also, Splinter thought that he needs to dress up and be Bruce Wayne's butler in the sewer because words and feels. And
the worlds are all mashed up, so I don't know.
It's stupid. It does not flow very well when you're reading it. For some reason, our Bruce Wayne, or the Bruce Wayne in this story, the Batman, if you will, is having visions of the antagonist that they're fighting in this being the Joker. They don't really explain why that's happening. And then we get a Raphael from another dimension, because when you can't explain things because you got a bad story, you got to blame it on some trope. So ours is some weird named dimension, and things are weird, and it's stupid. And I'm not a big fan of this kind of art either. I think it's way over stylized just for whatever reason. This is a dumb book. Don't buy this. Wait for $1, but wait. You know what? It will go straight to a quarter bin. Wait till then.
You know what you're not going to get in a quarter bin? These fantastic Eastman B covers. I'm probably going to keep picking these up even if this book's nigh unreadable, because this is fucking cool.
Yeah, that's one I got. Yep, Eastman.
But I didn't read this book yet, so I can't speak upon it. The Eastman cover is pretty sweet.
Camera's still off. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I picked it up too, but I haven't read it. Totally spaced it. So since you guys talked about a couple blasts there, I'll talk about a blast nobody else read this week. So what do conspiracy theories, Nazis, light bulbs, and gangsters have in common? And that is
things that have been in my asshole.
Liefeld.
No, not close. Nobody is in control. Part 1, Plan Obsolence, by a Black Mask. So this starts out with this guy. He's a retired conspiracy theory guy. He was a radio announcer for this show called Speak Truth. He's retired. He's out living in the back 40. You know, nobody else around him. He gets a call from his neighbor saying, "Hey, dude, there's a guy running through your property." He runs out with his rifle, running, chasing down through, trying to find him. What's weird is as he's running through the forest, it's popping up these different little animals, you know, and different plant life, little things, pop up and information on it. So he ends up running to this guy. This guy's talking about, hey, trying to get away. He says, "I'm lost." He goes, "Dude, you're in the middle of nowhere. How could you even be? Why are you out here? There's like nothing out here. How could you be lost out here?" Guy's wearing a suit, carrying a briefcase. And he starts talking conspiracy theories. He starts talking about how the Nazis controlled the light bulb, how it could only last a few years. That if somebody tried to create a better light bulb, these gangsters would come in and stop them from doing it. And it talks about how everything has this shelf life, and there's a reason for that, because people want people to continue to consume, I'm assuming. So, but they start going back and forth. He starts getting these visions. He talks about conspiracy with the Catholic Church. He talks about the JFK shooting, all these different conspiracy things as they're going through the woods. I was kind of dozing off, you know, kind of, oh my God, reading it. They says, "Are you a park ranger? Where'd you come across Puma knowledge?" And that kind of perked me up a little bit. But
sure it did.
Yeah, sure it did. Puma knowledge. So, but yeah, I don't know. This is not a book for me. They at the end of the book, toward the end of the book, they're walking. The one guy kind of falls down a cliff into this house down below at the bottom of the hill. The guy slips and falls too. Then there's a black helicopter. You know, as in the conspiracy theories thing with the black helicopters to make no noise coming in. This was a blast. Not for me, for sure. If you're into conspiracy theories and all that stuff, this might be for you. Not for me, though. Moving on to Puma Lagoon.
Puma Lagoon.
No. We've had a lot of mountain lion sightings around my area lately.
Bet you have.
Mm-hmm. That happens. You live in the middle of nowhere.
How about cougars? You see
That
any
it
cougars?
does.
No, mountain lion, the cougar.
Hey, cougar knowledge is about where I work, bro.
Yeah. Well, okay. You're talking about that kind of cougar. Okay.
Yeah.
Drew, do you have something about cougars, or do you have another book?
Man, I got tons of books. What kind of book you want to talk about,
Hey, dude, it's your choice, man.
Oh, it's my choice? I can talk.
Your choice, yes. Sir.
What?
No.
There it went. There went your mic. Okay, it wasn't too bad.
I hope it hurt your ears.
Oh,
It's my choice. told me I could choose. All right, this was good. This is Cosmic Ghost Rider number 3. He's destroying the Marvel history. This was a really cool cover with the 90s Jim Lee X-Men on there. Pretty dope. Because in this issue, he's dealing with the X-Men through pretty much most of the Claremont stuff into the early Jim Lee stuff. And the overarching story of Fredo, Uncle Fredo being here with Frank's family comes to a head when Frank comes home. And of course, he certainly doesn't buy his line of bullshit. So he's in a little bit of trouble in his own little way. Funny stuff, heartwarming stuff, really good stuff all around. That a lot of people have been ragging on the cartoony art style, but I dig it. It's a lot of fun. I think it really matches the tone of the book. It's absolute ridiculousness. So I dig it, man. Stash it.
Joe, what do you think of Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys the Marvel Universe? Number 3.
I like this. It makes fun of its own medium. It's kind of funny in it. We get a scene from Deadpool in it where he literally tells Frank Castle, yeah, I've kind of already done this once. At least you don't break the fourth wall. Definitely kind of makes fun of itself, makes fun of its own environment, and that's fun sometimes. Did get a little wordy in this one, a lot more dialogue in this than most other ones, which is fine, but as long as it's going someplace. Basically, we find out most of the key stories in X-Men's history, we kind of go back and we insert Cosmic Ghost Rider into them, which is great. And he's kind of explaining to a young girl how sometimes anger isn't always the first answer, which is ironic coming from Cosmic Ghost Rider, but whatever. Yeah. And he's kind of using these stories as proof of that. That's pretty funny. I'm really curious what's going to happen in the next story when Frank Castle beats the hell out of Frank Castle. What does that turn into? How does that look? Definitely good story. I like it. It's good stuff. Stash.
Mike, did you read Cosmic Ghost Rider this week?
I did read Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh, tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, no, you guys didn't fight your fair share. Joe said a lot. It is wordy, and I hate fucking wordy books. But it's still good stuff. And Frank versus Frank's going to be pretty interesting next issue. So Cosmic Ghost Rider, I'm stashing as well.
I'm getting T-shirts printed up just like the Comic Core did, guys. And Grandpa's shirt's going to say, I hate words.
Please do.
I hate words. It's going to be spelled all kinds of wrong.
Spelled wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I have that. I wish I would have got cover B, that Phoenix cover. That was definitely a cooler cover of the two. But of course, that's one I didn't get to read.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
It's the A cover.
Is that the A cover?
Yeah.
I thought that was the B cover.
The X-Men one's the B cover.
Oh, that's the one I got. I wanted the A cover, damn it.
But you got the better cover, man. This is a Declan Shalvey. Its Gambit looks amazing.
To you, that's what it was.
No, I've got both of them. I can be objective.
Yeah.
Grass is always greener for you.
See, we talked about that one. That was you, Drew.
I did.
Joe.
Comments misexplained with the I hate words in the chat.
Let's talk about something. We've been reading a lot of different stuff. I don't know if I'm in a blast mood or a stash mood. Let's talk a stash. All right, so with all the tie-ins of War of the Realms, I picked up Strike Force #1. I'm not picking up every tie-in. I'm not doing it. You can't make me do it. But I did pick this up, and I'll probably end up doing it. So Strike Force, this was actually pretty good. We find out that why we need this other team, if you will. Thor's mom is putting together a team, and Captain America is like, hey, you need to get Frank Castle on board. He's one of the guys that kind of understands what you need to do. And they literally pick the worst of the bad guys, and they run them through their own internal conflict to test their reserve, if you will. And it was interesting to see the character's own personal resolve. All except for Punisher, you don't see that one at first until after everybody's accomplished their resolve. And then we see Frank Castle sitting down in a bathroom with a pistol in his hand. And they're like, what did you have to do? And he like looked at him and goes, I had to kill all of you. Whoa, very powerful moment, very easily to look over. But oh my God, how complicated was that? So we have a team here that is kind of like a better Suicide Squad, I would almost say. And that's kind of how they're treating them in this particular book. Really enjoyed it. Really spoke very powerful. I'm not a big fan of this newer Ghost Rider, but in this book, I would say he was a lot better than anything else I've read him in thus far. It was more relatable.
The Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider.
Yeah, it's more relatable in this one.
He's great in Avengers.
Yeah,
where's the plot device for vampires that are awesome? Bring Blade in and actually do
like awesome. That. I didn't really. I don't. Maybe it's just a car thing. I don't know, but yeah, it was kind of cool to see an old man Blade. She-Hulk having to battle the Hulk. Robbie Reyes having to go against the old school Ghost Rider. That whole thing was just absolutely awesome to see this internal conflict with them, and I think that was the big part of this story. It was cool.
Anybody else read that this week?
No, and I'm a little upset that I didn't pick it up because I know that it's one of those books that randos are going to pick up on pre-comic book day, so it probably won't be sitting around at my shelf. So now I'm going to have to go hunt it down or find it in a dollar bin in 3 weeks. One or the other.
Mike, do you have another book you'd like to talk about before we go into the lightning round?
Man.
Gizmo?
I don't think. Did anybody read Deathstroke?
Nah.
I have it. That was the last part to that Teen Titans, right?
Yeah, man, this is pretty good.
I forgot to pick that up too.
Close to my pick of the week. As you guys know, all the villains have escaped Robin's little prison. Great stuff between Robin and Deathstroke. Great stuff. At the end, someone gets a red arrow through the eye and is possibly dead. Who is it? I'm not going to spoil it, but pick up Deathstroke, man. It's some pretty good stuff in here. Stashing it.
I got that Clayton Crane Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Clayton Crane.
I actually saw it on
Clayton Crane.
And I
He's not the Tracer. He's not the Tracer. Relax.
He's not a Tracer. He's fantastic. He's a fantastic not tracing guy. He does all the not tracing.
Smack my microphone.
I'll smack your mama.
Yeah, you will. I was looking to see what other books that I didn't read this week.
Shout out to Aggressively Relaxing.
Aggressively Relaxing.
That's going to be me tomorrow. Aggressively Relaxing.
Okay.
And can't wait till Tuesday. That'll be my aggressive relaxation day.
Okay, let's talk about this. Drew and I can talk about this before we go into lightning round.
Let's do it.
That is Walking Dead 191. So this was all over. Oh, this is a key issue. People are flipping out over this, and it's $12, $20. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Did you read it?
I read it. Yeah, I picked it up.
Yeah.
So this is Commonwealth and Rick Grimes' original group. They're getting ready to go at it. Rick Grimes gets in the middle. Whoa, stop! We can live together. Doing the whole Rick Grimes thing. Doing his speech, dropping his little.
Wait, would you call it a stump speech?
Oh, yeah. So he takes off.
That was good.
His little claw hand, drops it, and somehow that proves that he doesn't want violence. Like, dude, you're an amputee, dude. Like, you're not very threatening. The people in Commonwealth kind of want Rick to lead. That's what they're headed to. And Rick's like, I don't want this. I don't want to lead this. We need somebody else to lead. Need a fair election. They put Pamela in jail, but Rick ends up letting her out. Rick and the main head guard of Pamela's lets her out. And then Rick's still sleeping there. He's getting ready to, I think, take off back to his town like the next day. And Pamela's son ended up breaking in. And the big spoiler of the issue is that Rick Grimes gets shot in the chest. So he's not dead. I don't know why that's shooting up a price, just because he may be dead. Who knows? But that's not his death issue by any means. He's just saying, do you know what you've done at the end of the book? Typical.
Yeah, shot you. I shot you, bitch. I know exactly what I did.
So, what you think of Walking Dead 191?
This is really good, man. But I'm kind of ready for it to be over. If they want to kill off Rick Grimes, I feel like that's a good place for me to hop off. But Stumpy got a stump, and maybe he'll be back. Who knows? They're probably gonna wait till at least 200 for him to die. I don't know. Maybe they'll drag it out for 9 more issues of him laying there. That would be lame, but I can see him doing it.
So you're saying if Rick Grimes dropped from the series, you drop the book?
You know what? It's a good place to leave it.
Yeah. You don't think there'd be much going forward?
I just don't know if I'd care.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't even know if I care.
Got to be honest.
I like it.
He's gone in the TV series. I mean, not totally gone, but
I stopped watching that before then.
This last season was pretty dang good, though. I'll tell you that much.
I heard that the finale was trash.
I'm trying to think what the finale was. Was it the
pipe? The fact that you can't
pretty memorable.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I don't think the Pike one.
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched the season yet. I'll probably get bored eventually and stream it. But yeah, the book stayed good.
Meh. Okay, so we are now going to jump into lightning round, and we'll start with Joe with your lightning round.
Joey Pocan. All right, I'm going to take a second on my lightning round. This Batman number 70, this was actually pretty good. We finally stopped hearing about Catwoman. We had some really cool stuff in here. Right here at the beginning, there's somebody screaming a poem. That poem is by William Blake. It's about just vengeance or wrath of a prophet. It's also known as the mythology of the marriage of heaven and hell. And at the end, the same crazy guy starts spouting off a bunch of stuff. That is the Divine Comedy, which is deals with the 9 realms of hell. Also, if you go back, each page that has 1 page or more in it actually equals up to 9 and plays a part in the Divine Comedy. I thought that was really ingenious what the writer did there. Didn't want anybody to miss it, but it is unique. So that was pretty good.
Real quick. I agree. It was good. I actually really liked it.
I thought it was good.
Go ahead.
Moving on. Justice League 23. It was good up to this point. This one's getting a little confusing. All of a sudden, for some reason, Batman needs to be a strategist for a person that builds worlds and controls them. Why? Nobody knows. Words. Moving on. This turned into shit real quick. This is a blast. Started off really good. They're doing this thing in Wonder Comics where they're really slow burning the start of a comic book. And then they get up to this issue, and guess what they do? Wah, wah, wah. We get flashbacks of a teen drama that may or may not have happened. We don't know. It's garbage. Bye. Meet the Skrulls. Like any good spy story out there, you need the double cross, and you get it in this one. This is a great spy story that's going on here. If you like the Americans or old school James Bond stuff, and you haven't started picking up the Meet the Skrulls yet, this is good stuff. Definitely pick it up. Let's see here. Amazing Spider-Man. Interesting thing in here, we find out why, or how, I guess I should say, the Vulture comes into power of kind of leading everybody, all the villains in Central Park. Interesting fact in this one, he brings up the War of Altration, which was a battle between Israel and Egypt back in 1967. The reason why it's called the War of Altration is because the forces never really fought. They just kind of spit at each other. So their forces went. And so in game theory now, it's considered to be, or strategic planning, it's considered War of Altration just to wear down the forces. Thought that was kind of unique. read this Gogor. I don't know what this. I think they're gnomes. I'm not. I think they're in a tiny world or some islands that float. I don't know. Nobody asked for this story, but yet there it is. We got a vegan Hulk that's involved in it. I don't know. It's weird. Next, got Trump Space Force. This was not meant to be good. It is not written to be good. It is not good. It is just poking fun at everybody equally. That I did think was kind of interesting. I thought it'd be one-sided. It's not. They're pretty much, it's a parody of our political environment. And next is the book that even made me blush a little bit. The Elvira. This is Mistress of the Dark, which I think is better than The Shape of Elvira. This has been a funny story, and I don't know what's going on in here. I'm just flash it real quick, and then I'll pull back off of it. There's some weird stuff going on this cover here. I think the artist needs to pay attention to, because boy, oh boy, somebody's in a leg lock.
Yeah, Howie Shade stuff is definitely not very bad. At the end of your lightning round?
About on the panel, I put it in Hangouts, so check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, we all saw it.
Okay.
Mike, do you have anything for your lightning round?
I do. I got a bunch of stuff for my lightning round.
Okay.
That lightning round.
First off, we got Ghost Spider. I'm not sure what number this is, but look at that awesome Green Goblin cover. That's awesome.
He's going to get you.
He's going to get you. This one, Gwen's having problems with her symbiote suit, and she goes to try to get some answers, and some weird shit happens. It's Spider-Gwen. I'm going to keep picking it up. Punisher number 11. Still great. Looks like Frank is heading back to New York following Zemo. Star Wars Age of Rebellion, Han Solo. This takes place right after New Hope, where Han gets sucked back into a mission for the rebellion. So all these Star Wars Age of Rebellion books have been great. Batman number 70. He's going through kicking everybody's ass in Arkham. It is what it is. Stashing that as well. For whatever reason, I picked up Harley Quinn number 61.
That was for that Frank Show cover.
No, it wasn't for the Frank Show cover. I read the synopsis on this where she's getting transported to like a medieval realm, and it was dumb as fuck. I don't know why I continue to pick up these Harleys when I do. I don't like this Harley.
You should pick up a fat Harley instead.
I wish I
look at cover.
Yeah, she is kind of.
That's thick.
That's thick. But that's it. That's all the books I got.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to read this book. I grabbed the store and I was flipping through it. It was on my pull list. I thought this came out a while ago, but it probably got held off being Antarctic Press being Drew, what do you call them?
Oh, racist ass comic books.
Racist ass comic books.
Yeah, you one of them racist reading them racist ass comic books.
Again, too, they have a modern story, and then they have the backup story, which is the Golden Age comic with new words added into it. I was flipping through it at the store. I had to leave it for the owner of the comic store because I read this to him, and he started bust up laughing. I said, "Do you have an extra copy?" He said, "No, I don't." So I left it there for him to read. And this panel what made me laugh out loud in the store. And it says, as Black Cobra and the girl return to the city, they discover general excitement. Am I crazy, or is there a very large, ugly man raping an old wizard in that rocket ship flying over the sky? Well, I guess Bull is the only one in the story getting laid. Sure, he did it without consent, but still. If you're trying to suggest that you and I get together for a hoo-ha in the hay, I suppose we could come over to, hey, I'm not. You know, that whole panel busted up. I busted up laughing. Heroes at Large, number 2. It's Mystery Science Theater and a comic book.
Why am I not getting that here?
It's not politically correct. I had to put it on my pull list because they weren't getting it either. I had to ask for it. So, Mystery Science Theater in a comic book. It's great. It's not politically correct if you're into that kind of stuff. Punisher number 11. Frank Castle still kicking ass. That's all this is. He's riding motorcycles. He's shooting people. He's hitting people on the head with a pipe. He gets in a rocket. Tries to shoot down Baron Zemo. That's good stuff. Descendant number 1, another conspiracy theory book. Anybody knows anything about Charles Hindenburg and his son being kidnapped? This was the symbol on, I guess, on the bottom.
Lindbergh?
The Hindenburgs? Yeah.
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh, sorry.
Lindbergh baby.
Lindbergh baby. So this symbol here, the two circles, the one and some of the dots, that was actually on the bottom of the letter, the ransom note that was left for Lindbergh. And that kind of carries through with this as a center there. His kid gets kidnapped, and another one, and just a conspiracy book going forward. Batman 70 was great. Loved it. Finally, nice to see Batman kicking ass. Hopefully it's not another illusion where you think he's still actually trapped and he's not really in Arkham. Super Son 10 was great. Trying to think, you have to help me, Drew. Was it old Jonathan and old Damian telling their kids about their story? I don't know.
I believe it is. I believe that's the reveal, is that they're going to be like in an old folks home together, and that is just precious.
So Jonah Hex robot gets his head blown apart, which is kind of cool. Hashtag danger by Ahoy Comics. Oh my god! I think in that video that I did on Monday, saying I'm not picking that crap up. Well, apparently I put it on my pull list. I totally forgot about it. This is very
Hashtag meat and potatoes.
This is very Ahoy-esque art in here. There you go. There's some of the art right there. Very Archie. They're going, this whole team, there's just 3 people, and they're going to try to catch this Yeti. And the guy's calculating,
that's why you didn't like it. They're trying to capture your people.
Is that what it is? I find it racially insensitive. Is that what it is?
It's surprising, as many racist books as you read, that you'd be that sensitive about your own spot of racism, my friend.
Yeah. So this guy's telling him, hey, about 0.9 kilometers in, we'll find that Yeti. And the one girl, Sugar Ray, I think that's her name, stepping in and goes, maybe it was 0.9 inches. The Yeti just smacks the crap out of her, knocks her out. She knocks her little badge off. Somehow that badge. Badge with a B.
Smacked her so hard her vag fell off. What the hell is wrong with you? What are you reading over there? What kind of Yeti propaganda is this?
So, yeah, that badge actually, like, communicator has all this information. Apparently, the Yeti activates it and can find out where their home base is now. They had actually end up kidnapping his kid or her kid, and then they decide that the leader is not deemed worthy enough.
Shit show.
So this is an absolute
11 people. I'm sorry, gang.
11 people. What?
11 people are still watching this shit show.
Yeah. Straight Jacket number 1. I guess this is continuation. This is like volume 2. I hate when I do that. I don't know it's a second volume. I didn't even bother reading it. Picked up that head. Got a chance to read Justice League yet. First World Brats in here. The Frank Cho. And the only reason I buy this is the Frank Cho covers. That's it. I had not been reading Harley Quinn at all. What's that?
I said, don't even bother opening and reading it. It's crap.
And then, of course, my Elvira. And I got the Linsner cover as well, but that's the cover I have right here.
And that's the Pussycat cover.
That is all of my lightning round. Drew, your lightning round?
Oh, man, my lightning round is going to be full of lightning. Let me tell you. I got some lightning hanging out here.
Black lightning?
No, because I'm not racist. My lightning has no color. My lightning is translucent.
Okay, Drew. Whatever. First World Brats in here. I think she was one that I actually met at the Medford Comic-Con.
Nice.
She's actually entered into our contest for that $30 gift card, which I am going to give away.
Woo-hoo. All right. First World Brat. I liked Prisoner X. Everybody else in the chat as well. I liked Prisoner X. It's a stash. It's this Age of X-Men thing. And they're in a prison. And they keep forgetting things. And they keep having their powers blocked. And they keep having all this nonsense going on. What's going on? What's going on? Legion's what's going on. It's Legion. Don't know who Legion is? No, I can't help you there. He's got his own TV show. Check it out. Punisher. Didn't read this yet.
Very good.
And
I love that Battle Lines cover.
You want
it? That coming
I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it?
No.
I found it. It's right here.
Thanks.
You're not looking very hard. It's right in front of you. Yeah, got that Battle Lines, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to getting into that. Supersons, man, I'm sad this is coming to an end in like 2 short issues. This is fantastic. Hopefully they do more of this. I want more of this. Tomasi knows we all want more of this. This is just fantastic. The art is great. And the story is just, it's all over the place. Bonkers, bananas. It's a hoot. Check it out. Fun for the whole family. Justice League, number 23. This is the best DC can do. This is Snyder writing, Jorge Jimenez on the art. It doesn't get any better than that. Justice League is the tits right now. Super duper tip top titty. Talking about super duper tip top titty, this is the best Batman's been in like a good 50 issues. It's a stash. There was action, and it was great. The art was good. The story was great. The characterization of Batman was good, and it wasn't overly Tom King. I am Batman, I am Bane. I am Batman, I am Bane. No, there was actually some shit in here, and it was good. I enjoyed it. Fantastic issue. More of that, please, Tom King, but you don't work for me. You work for Dan Didio, so you're not going to give us anything good. Yeah, fuck. Paper Girls, number 28. Haven't read it yet, but this has been great. Outcast number 41. I just never get excited to read this book anymore. It's been solid, but I think I'm almost done with it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll give it to issue 50. But Outcast is okay. Let's just say that. Black Hammer 45, number 3. The art in this is Matt Kent. If you're not a fan of Matt Kent's art, you won't like this, but this story is fantastic. This is Ray Fawkes writing the book. Jeff Lemire broke the story with him. This is tying into the regular Black Hammer universe because in the mission, they come across Abraham Slam. So Abraham Slam is in this book. Really great crossover. Chronologically, this is his first appearance, even though that was Black Hammer number 1. Good shit by Black Hammer, by all the different universes of Black Hammer. Even though this Kent art is grating on my eyes, it's a fantastic book. Can't recommend it enough. Another book that just came back, Spencer and Locke. You guys might remember me talking about this book the first time around. Spencer and Locke is a hard-boiled detective story crossed with Calvin and Hobbes. See that panther right there? He's not real, but he is Spencer's partner. There's a lot of really cool stuff in this. You see the green ominous guy up here. There's a military aspect to this story, and with Spencer and Locke, all of their callbacks are very Calvin and Hobbes. This other character and his military background, all of his callbacks are fucking Beetle Bailey cartoons. It's amazing. Check this shit out. I can't recommend it enough. It's really killer. Spencer and Locke by Action Labs Danger Zone. You're in the danger zone of Action Labs if you buy Spencer and Locke number 2. And I also picked this up this week, guys. This is the key of this week's collection. This is the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. The first major appearance of Rocket Raccoon.
Of Trash Panda, yeah.
Look at that fucking trash bin. Don't they look like they'd be great, like cuddled in the back of a pickup truck on the way to New Asgard? Look at that shit.
They have thumbs. They make me nervous. They choke you.
They have thumbs. Thumbs make you nervous?
Well, because they get in there and they'll choke you, wrap them little hands around your throat.
That's some fucking Sasquatch phobia there, right there.
Sasquatch kink.
Find him behind the dumpster at the park, choking out raccoons, getting his jollies.
Okay.
Dave, I have little thumbs. Will you choke me?
I'm not saying that I would choke raccoons. Never mind. Let's forget. Can we rewind a little bit and maybe get rid of that whole little segment?
Yeah, let's rewind a little bit. Dave will be found behind a dumpster at
Shut
the
up,
park,
Drew.
choking out raccoons, getting his
Mute button,
jollies.
damn it. Okay. No.
You want to rewind that again?
No. Okay, let's talk about.
You damn coon chase choker.
Coon choker.
Let's. Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me. Let's talk about our book of the week.
You call when you read those racist books.
Where'd it go? I thought I shared it. Application window. There. Share. Can you guys see that? There's random.org. There we are.
Man, this is random as fuck.
This is random.org. Let me go to my little thing here. Where is it at? Damn it. There it is.
Can't we just pick the people we like? Do we have to do all this?
Well, I have 2 books I'm giving away this week. I have the book of the month for April, which we didn't talk about because it is a spoiler for the Avengers Endgame, but I guess we can go ahead and talk about it now since it's been, 2 weeks since the movie's been out? So
was that the episode where we spoiled the whole show?
Well, yeah, but we didn't know. I didn't want to throw it out there because, but okay, so this is the first time Falcon as Captain America. So this is what, Captain America number 25, is it? That's number 25. So that's the book we're giving away for the book of the month for April. I'm not going to roll a dice. I'm just going to do it 3 times. So I got all the names in there from our patrons there. I get it once, twice,
3 times a lady.
3 times a lady. Comic Misexplained gets Captain America number 25. And then we all
that's a speculation key issue right there.
It is. I don't even own that book, damn it. And then for the Mighty LG pick of the week for last week, I'm not going to say what book it is. I'm just going to send it out to the winner. I'll do it twice, and then that winner will be the Mighty LJ pick of the week.
What book is it?
I said I'm not going to tell you. Joe, do you want that book or not? I'll give you the option.
I don't know what it is.
I know. It's Mighty LJ.
Joe's still prize eligible. I call shenanigans.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll do. Why don't we give that book to Comic Girl Ava?
You give it to Comic Girl Ava? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for coming back. We appreciate it.
Okay. I don't want to hang up. Don't hit the hang up button. Stop. There we go. Last time I hung up. Whew. So Comic Misexplained and then Comic Girl Ava will get those books out to you. Real quick, you want to talk about Funkos, Mike?
Oh, yeah, I don't have much Funko news.
Okay, I got something else to talk about once you're done then. Go ahead.
Other than Funko is running a contest.
We need your tagline.
Yeah, Mike, you're missing the best part.
You're missing
the Funko Bone!
God dang, I don't know. We've been doing this for 3 freaking years, and you still don't know that.
Can't catch a cue.
Look, man. Funko's running a contest where you could design the next fantastic plastic character, and it will be turned into a Funko. If you're interested in that, go hunt that shit down. President George Washington is becoming a Funko Pop. Scott from Teen Wolf is coming soon. The original Teen Wolf, the movie, where he's in his basketball shorts. He's got a basketball in his hand. We're getting a nun from the movie Nun, the horror movie, Pop, and a new Annabelle Pop. And spoiler alert, we're getting some Wave 2 of Endgame Pops.
Good, because the first one's Wave sucked.
Yeah, this is a little bit better. There's only 3 of them announced so far. We're getting Rescue.
Spoilery.
We're getting Rescue. We're getting the Hulk with the Infinity Gauntlet. And we're getting Fat Thor.
Yeah. Fat Thor. He makes it okay for the rest of us.
That I could finally cosplay as something.
I cut my hair and shaved my beard too soon. I'd have been the toast of the convention circuit.
I did pick up one Funko yesterday on Free Comic Book Day, and that is the PX exclusive, John Constantine.
Yeah, I passed on him. At my store had quite a few, but I just didn't get it.
I'm not the biggest Constantine fan, but this makes, if you missed it earlier, my 1100th pop. So that's all I got this week. So anybody else?
Yeah, let's make people angry again. What's the fucking deal with Constantine anyway?
I don't know. Never was a fan.
Oh, I'm British and I smoke. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Ooh, damn. Nobody else got any toys this week, Mike.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about real quick, I was digging through some boxes back in my closet, and I found this, flipping through it, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about. This is Wizard Magazine. This is number 66 from 1997. So they always love to do these casting movies. Like, hey, if we did this movie, this is who we'd cast. We all remember those. I remember. Probably one of the most famous ones was the X-Men because
I remember.
Danzig is Wolverine.
Yeah. Who? Danzig?
Glenn Danzig, yeah.
Yeah. So in this issue here, it is casting call, the Flash movie. So this is who they have for the Flash. They have role of Wally West going to Matthew McConaughey. I mean, I guess he was kind of a rising star at that time. He wasn't in a whole lot of stuff yet. I don't know what maybe thoughts on that. On Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Yeah. So like
that literally wants to bang teenage girls. Yeah, no.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who doesn't?
Impulse would be Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean, back then he was still a scrawny little teenager. Not this big powerhouse of an actor he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Garrett would be Paul Newman, which I think is kind of a cool choice. Paul Newman's
I think I can actually see that. That would actually work.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Now? Not 97, he wasn't. This was saying, hey, make it 97. Relax, chill out.
Go back in time.
Back in time. 22 years.
We're going to rewind again till he was choking that raccoon behind the dumpster.
About the raccoon. Okay, so Jesse Quick, which is the character I'm not familiar with. Lisa Kudrow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an
Iris Allen, which you were talked about the Nun earlier. I would really love to see a flying nun pop. That show from the 60s. So they have Sally Field as Iris Allen in here. James Woods as Abracadabra. I can see that too.
James Woods.
Yeah.
Mitch Blagletti. He played in X-Files as the bald guy with the glasses as Cobra. I don't really know him from anything outside that. Eric Stoltz is Pied Piper. So some of those are some of the major characters. I think those are great.
Anything Eric Stoltz is in, I'm out.
Oh, really?
Fuck Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz fan. Do you maybe want to know a price of a book back in 1997, a key issue? You shoot me one.
New Mutants 98.
You want New Mutants 98?
I don't know. I just threw it out there.
Was it even? That probably was like a $2 book at that time.
I know. It was a dollar bin book for a long, long time.
That's where I found mine.
New Mutants 44. 98, $8. First Deadpool, first Gideon. So $8 back 22 years ago. Any other books?
Yeah, check that 181.
Hulk 181.
Oh yeah, there's a popular. Yeah.
What are we guessing here?
Hey, what's your guess on Hulk 181 cost back at 22 years ago?
Maybe $20, $25.
No, that's $400.
150.
They don't even.
We'll wait.
House of Mystery. They don't even have Hulk in here.
It's going to be under I.
It could be under Incredible Hulk. Yeah, give me a second.
Well, that's the title.
Well, yeah. 181, first full appearance of Wolverine, 475.
Ooh, closest without going over. I win. Price is Right rules when you sending me my 181.
Yeah. So these are all based on, I think I was reading in the front of it, like near mint books. So, that was back then too. So near mint book now, what if Hulk 181 is what? Drew, what do you think?
Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't even venture a guess at this point.
It's on eBay. One go for 15 and another one go for 1,600.
I mean, they must not have been like 9-8 candidates.
Yeah.
So
Right
Mr. Gretzky's asking Detective Comics 259.
Back then, there was no grading system.
People still graded books.
Right, but
So Detective Comics 259. What's that key issue? Let me know. It doesn't say here. All it says is 241 to 260 for Detective Comics, and that's 185 for that book. So it's just kind of cool to go back and look at these Wizards. I think I bought these when I was younger. Anybody else buy it? Mike, you buy these?
oh yeah, I had a subscription.
Did you?
Yeah, my name's in one of them. Remember in the early issues, down right at the beginning, down at the bottom, you could send your name and your favorite comic book characters, and I forgot what issue my name is in, but
yeah. So yeah, this one's I'd love to be able to find more and talk about some more about these castings and looking back at old prices of books.
You said that was 97. What month?
February.
It was in Kosovo.
You were definitely worried about books, huh?
yeah, I was in the military too.
I was living in a ditch in Kosovo.
Yeah, so here's the Homemade Heroes.
Wait, what year is this again?
February
97.
97? Good year. I was not in Kosovo. It was way better.
You probably haven't even graduated high school at that point, have you?
Are you kidding me? No, I was like a freshman.
Jesus Christ. These people. All right.
I think I was in 8th grade.
What year did you graduate?
2001.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was born in the 80s, unlike you old fucks.
I was born close to the 80s. I was born in 76.
Oh, that's real close. Real close to the 80s.
Hey, if you're a 5 or above, you just round up.
I don't think that's the way that works.
Yeah.
I think you kind of have like one birthday, and that's like the one you get.
Yeah.
Miss Explain said he was choking a raccoon behind a dumpster back then.
Oh, my God. Okay. So this is we're going to wrap this show up with the choking of the raccoon.
You're all very, very welcome for that visual.
Yeah. So make sure you go check us out on the social medias.
Are we doing shout outs?
Oh, yes, we can do shout outs. Yeah, shirt number 3, Joe says. Go ahead there, Drew.
Well, I got to do shout outs now?
Yeah, shout outs. I'm going to take a step away real quick. You go and do your shouts out. So I'm disappearing for a second.
God, I can't wait for you to
He has to go explain to his wife what choking the raccoon is.
No, he has to go hide all the dead raccoons from his wife before she gets home.
She's just started looking around the house with raccoon hats.
Pile of fucked up marsupials that he's just brought into the house and just strangled out for his jollies. It's disgusting. Shout out to Huey, the raccoon wrangler.
Raccoon wrangler.
All right, I got a couple shout outs.
I actually do have a couple of shout outs, so you go ahead and come back to me.
Go ahead, Drew. Shout outs.
Look, I want to send a super special shout out to White Nova. I haven't seen Rich in, it's been a while since I've seen him in one of our chats, but he popped in, feeding the new baby. Good to have that dude up in here. Shout out to Comics Misexplained. And Double S always up in the chat, keeping things going. Jock Yo in there as well. Man, I'm gonna shout out everybody. I'm gonna be, you know what? Shout out to Trinity Winfrey, subs for everybody in the chat. Look under your chair. There's a sub. Shout out to Comic Girl Ava for catfishing us with her new shit. Check that shit out.
We're gonna get Ava on the show.
Okay, and Joe, shout outs.
It's going to cost you a fresh raccoon, Ava.
A raccoon, so we can lure other ones.
I wish I never, ever had said that.
It better not be a goddamn possum. It better be a raccoon.
Big shout out to Mr. Gretzky. Always a good time to have you in the room. Thanks for stopping by. Comics Mix Explained, real chill. Appreciate you having here. Also, Jacko, great having you here as well. Comic Girl Ava just kind of poofed magic, disappeared on everybody. It's good to see you back around. I really enjoy your show. Can't wait till you and your husband start putting out some more content out there. That would be great. And if I'm like, it's just great to have you back. Let's see here. Mr. Bratt, First World Pages, Films and Comics. Great to see you. Thanks, guys, for coming by. Double S, always a good time to have you in the room, even though your uncle's probably touched you in funny places.
Bonnie the raccoon.
Really, guys, we do this because we like it and we love hanging out with you. Thanks for coming by.
God damn it. Mike.
Oh, man, I met a couple people yesterday. First off, I want to shout out Mo.
How'd they feel about that?
I think one was quite scared. Mo, she's a cosplayer locally here in Virginia. You could go check her out. I posted her link to her Facebook page on the Blasted or Stash It page. She was selling a little pictures, which she signed right there, and that's Mo, Magic Mo. She's got better cosplays than this. You go to the page and check them out. And we had a local artist at my LCS who is actually friends with Paul. Finally got to meet this guy, Bill Moss. I actually walked up to him. I said, "Hey, how you doing? Your friend, Midwest Comic Man." He goes, "Who?" I said, "Exactly." No, he goes, "No, really, who's Midwest Comic Man?" I go, "Paul." I don't know a Paul. I started feeling awkward. I maybe this ain't the guy. And I said, "Let me show you a picture." "Oh, Paul, yeah, he's the one who got me through my gallbladder surgery." And Paul McDougal, yep. So he's actually, like I said, he's an artist, and he had a free comic book right here, and he signed it for me, and good stuff. So shout out to Bill Moss. He also has a Facebook page as well, which I think I posted on our pages along with Magic Mo. So shout out to them guys. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, we got a few new subs on our channel too. Journey into Comics, of course, we all know now. That's Ava Catfishing Us, Kirk Sherrar, Paul Spence, Serena Rar. I don't know. First World Brat, she was in the chat earlier. Jack's Random Adventures. Carlos
Wait, how random are these adventures?
I don't know.
I'm checking out Jack right now.
Michael Thurtle, Cloud Dreamers, Comics Altruism. So I think he subbed to you.
I like his channel. He's got a charity channel going right now. He does a lot of good stuff.
No, shout out to another local artist for me. I've shown this book before. I'm having him doing a commission piece for my daughter. Her birthday's coming up. I haven't seen it yet. I could check it out this Wednesday. My daughter's a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan. He's doing a big thing for me. I'm gonna check that out. But that's Mark Melton art. He did that cover for me last year.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe contact him. Maybe see if we can do some art for our channel. Maybe do some pieces for each one of us. Maybe give us a superpower or whatever, and have a page on it.
I already gave you a superpower, my friend.
Dude, that does not count. The patchouli smell does not count. So, of course, check us out on the social medias, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Check us out all over there. Check us out on Patreon. Join our Patreon club. Get some cool perks. You get to pick the book of the week that everybody has to read. That's probably up here tomorrow for the books for the next week. You get you can order a T-shirt from there. You can enter the book of the month, enter the Mighty Mighty LJ book of the week. So definitely go check that stuff out. Check out our podcast. So I take the audio from here, move it over to the podcast. Mighty Mighty LJ and I are doing a next episode on Saga here coming up. It should be hopefully tomorrow where we get that recorded and get that up as well. Just go check us out over there. And I think that's it.
Hey, wait. If you're going to Tidewater Comic-Con in 2 weeks, let me or Pocan Joe know. We'd love to hang out with you. Not really, because we don't like anybody but each other, and we barely tolerate each other.
Barely.
I did see Avengers for a second time this morning. Went with my kids. They hadn't seen it yet. My wife and I went the first time. Got the cool Avengers cups, the little toppers. I got Thanos and a Captain America topper. There's more shit for my shelves.
You like sucking on that Thanos?
Whether you blast it, whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next week.
True man, true baby.
Later.